had your kids. Just seen them.
Had to.
Actually, I heard you guys had a nickname for Viggo on the sets. Is this true?
It is. For a little while. Summer dad.
I love that. Congratulations on a fantastic movie and 2 SAG Award nominations. I love that the SAG Awards do an ensemble nomination. That's one of my favorite things about them. And because this is an audience of mostly SAG actors, I would like to start by asking, how did you get your SAG card?
When did that happen?
It didn't happen, right?
Yeah, but I think it was Purple Rose of Cairo, a movie I was cut out of. I was cut out of the next one as well. But I was a SAG actor. So I think it was back then. Yeah.
Were you warned in advance that you had been cut out?
No.
Oh.
All directors should do that,
Yes.
but when there's a lot of people in certain scenes, maybe you can't recall. But yeah, it was embarrassing telling my parents to go on Friday when it opened. At the second time it happened, where I'm not even in the credits, they said, "What are you doing in New York City?"
Were there any fears you'd be cut out of this?
No.
I tried, but it was really hard.
And Matt, for you?
I can't remember. I feel like maybe a movie called PCU, that might have been, with Jon Favreau. Or it might have been Pushing Tin, I can't remember, because I might have been a Taft-Hartley and then had to join the second time.
So many movies you can't even remember when you got your SAG card.
No, it's just that I smoked a lot of pot in 8th grade. And
I am appalled to hear the director of Captain Fantastic smoke pot.
I didn't inhale.
I think I got my SAG card 7 years ago. I don't know. I'll just say 7. It was 7. 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got mine 2 years ago for Captain Fantastic. I honestly don't really remember, but I think it was also the same as Charlie's 1 or 2 years ago when I did Captain Fantastic, my first movie.
Did they tell you at the time that when you get your SAG card, you also get nominated for a SAG award? Part of the package.
No.
So I guess we should start with Matt, because this is such a smart and original story, and I believe it has some biographical roots for you.
Yeah, there are a couple elements that are autobiographical. I didn't set out to make an autobiographical film. I wrote it because I'm a father and I have 2 kids, and at the time I was thinking a great deal about my values and what I was passing or not passing to my kids, and feeling sort of, I suppose, like an utter failure, and really fantasizing. Well, I was aware of how quickly it was going, and about my fantasies I had about being a father, what I hoped to do, and in a way I started thinking about, as we all are so pulled between our personal and professional lives, and how it feels like it's hard to succeed in either. And I was fantasizing about, well, maybe, why am I so obsessed with this creative thing that I want to do? What if I just, while my kids are in my house, devoted every waking moment to them? And is that possible? How could that happen? And then I put all the things I want to teach them in the movie. And so that was the beginning of it. I grew up in Oregon, and I did live on communes at different parts, different times of my life. They weren't hippie communes. It was the 1980s, not the 1960s, and the people were not flower children. But I lived in the middle of nowhere, and actually it's in the middle of somewhere. Beautiful forest, but very rural, very high in the mountains, and we lived in a teepee during the summertime. So some of the logistical elements of the movie were things that I had lived.
And Viggo, you have such a strong track record. I mean, when I see your name on a movie, I know it's going to be something of quality. And part of that reason, I think, is because you seem to be very choosy about your roles. How did the script find its way to it? Did you know instantly you wanted to play the role of Ben?
I did want to. There were certain elements of, like it happens with any character, that were, gave me more pause for concern, or I was worried, well, how are we going to figure that out, and how am I going to manage to do that as an actor? But the script came to me the normal way, not directly from Matt, but through my representative. And I read it as soon as I got it and was really taken by it. I usually, especially if I start liking what I'm reading, then I know I'm going to meet the director, and I make notes. But I didn't make any notes. I was just sucked in. I was reading, and kind of like seeing the movie finish. The first time I was taken on a ride where I was moved, I would laugh, I would pause and stop and think about what had just been said, or God, I can't believe he said that to that kid, or is that really? Are they really going to do that? Oh my God. And so forth. And it was just it was a great ride and lots of surprises, because at the first part of it I thought, well, the first images on what century is this? What's happening? And then yeah, okay, these are people who live off the grid, and very off the grid, and it appears to be a left-wing, utopian fantasy, and they're going to be up against conservative people and obstacles, and I thought, okay, well, it could be a really well-written, but limited audience, niche movie, if it's going to be about that, politically. And then I was pleasantly surprised to realize, no, it's not really left-wing at all. And there is nobody who's perfect. There is no real hero that we're going to be with. There's some problems. There's a lot of contradictions, and it's just a very rich script. So I knew I liked it right away, and I had a great initial meeting with Matt. We agreed to get together in a diner, have a cup of coffee, which lasted about 5.5 hours. And we had a great conversation. As it turned out, I couldn't do it right away, or at the time that they had their window of opportunity, because I was working on the promotion of 2 other movies, doing what we're doing now all together, which I think is important. I mean, it's part of your responsibility, so I wanted to finish that, and I said, Matt, you should go for it, this is when you can do it. And so he went and tried to do that, and for various reasons it didn't happen. 7 months later he came back, and I had not completely forgotten about it, but sort of put it out of my mind. And someone else was doing it, and I hope it's going well. That was the extent of my thinking about it. And he said, well, it didn't actually work out, and part's still available if you're interested. I said, yeah, let's go.
That's great.
So it was lucky. It worked out.
Do you send flowers to that other actor?
No, but maybe I will thank him. I'll give him a kiss on the lips when I say that.
I'm curious, were you familiar with, Matt had directed shorts, but one other feature film before this, but did you know his work as an actor, or did you walk into the cafe and realize you knew that face?
That's what happened. Yeah, when I saw his face, then I remembered some things I had seen him in, and then after the meeting, well, even during the meeting, I wrote, oh yeah, he was in that too. I remember that. Oh, and then there's things, but you are an actor who's a tendency to disappear in roles, and there was a couple things I didn't know you were in that I've seen since. And that was a nice surprise. But the best acting, or as good as any acting I've seen him do, was directing us, I have to say. Just making us every day, just telling us, oh, you got plenty of time, and Charlie, whenever you want to come down from that tree, yeah, the sun will go down, but it's not, I don't care about that. And I was like, wow, what a laid back kind of stuff. That's sad, he was going, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
Can I ask you guys, I mean, you said this is your first movie. Had you been on auditions before? What was that process like?
Well, okay. Well,
so polite.
I actually started acting when I was like 2 years old. My parents got me into acting because my parents' friends thought I had a cute face, and they're like, yo. Both my parents were actors, so they thought that it'd be cool maybe to get me a couple of commercials, but they never thought I'd be like doing as great as a movie as Captain Fantastic. So it was my first movie, but not like my first acting thing. I've been behind the camera before. I mean, in front. I directed many movies.
Charlie?
Well, both brothers, my older brothers, were both actors, and so really before Captain Fantastic, I only did a couple YouTube episodes, but really I hadn't done anything else after that. But when I got Captain Fantastic, I was so surprised. It was so fun. I never knew that I'd be doing a movie with Aragorn. It was so fun.
I was actually going to ask. I mean, you guys are pretty young. Were you intimidated by Viggo? Did you know who he was?
Well, I definitely knew that he was Aragorn. Yeah. I was such a fan. I was so excited to meet him.
But you did kick my butt in our first official stick fight. I wasn't ready for your moves. You had a lot of elven technique down. It's kind of startling. Well, you see him do one little demonstration of it in the movie when he's sort of walking out. Yeah. Well, he did that to me, and I was just sort of about to have lunch, and it was like,
It's true. He did that to all of us.
Sheree, had you seen any of his movies?
Oh, of course. I was like the biggest Lord of the Rings fan ever. I was so obsessed for a while. That was the only movie that I could watch because at my mom's house I had a little DVD player and that's all I had. And like the only movie I had was Lord of the Rings, so I just watched that over and over and over again for like a whole year. And then when I found out that...
you got over it, right?
No. I'm still obsessed.
You were nominated for an ensemble award as well.
Yeah, I guess I was, but when I found out that he was in the movie that I was auditioning for, I just remember dancing around the house. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. And then of course there's more things that motivated me to audition and to do my best in the auditions, but I'm really glad I did it, not only because I got to work with Aragon.
Did they tell you were gone on set?
No. Charlie once, the first day. Well, I think he kind of quietly, very discreetly came up and said, I know you're Aragorn. Just had to get it out of the way. And I said, yep. And then
I won't tell anyone else.
right, it was kind of like that. It was very polite.
Annalise, you obviously have a pretty impressive resume and a little more experience. So did you realize the weight of going in and auditioning for this movie?
Well, I was a huge fan of Aragorn. So that definitely excited me a lot. And it was also just the script too, because when I first read it, I've been acting since I was 9, and I've never really gotten a script quite like this. And especially as a young actress, like we don't usually get to have characters with such complexity and depth, and who play strong, like a female character who's strong and smart and intelligent, and that really excited me as well. But when it came to working with Viggo, we did like a 2-week training course, like bonding session beforehand, so that kind of helped relieve some of the pressure of, But I think he inspired all of us because he was so kind to everyone and so aware and so intelligent, and I really enjoyed it, and I think we all did.
Yeah.
Well, I was scared of you guys, I have to say. Because when I first read the script and I met Matt, I said, it's not really a problem, but it's such a great script. Maybe one of the best original stories, original screenplays that I've ever read. Very well put together, but if you don't find 6 amazing young actors to play these kids, we can only get to a certain level. It's going to be really hard to make a movie as good as the script. It's just the way it is. It'll be a good movie because the script's too good to make a bad movie from it. But, maybe you'll find 3, maybe you'll find 4 if you get really lucky, but to find 6, that can do these roles. And then he said, well, why don't you come and, take part in the final auditions, the final candidates for each of the roles. And as soon as I saw the first couple of them, I realized that all of these, even some of the kids that didn't only get one of these roles, were all so good, I realized, well, I better get off my high horse and get to work. These kids are going to just blow me away. So, you guys made me nervous. I really got working after I auditioned with you guys.
You were nervous? I remember when I found out I was doing this movie, I spent weeks preparing my hello speech to you. I'm afraid not.
Actually, I do want to ask about casting, and because I think it would be great for actors to hear.